Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Anderson Cooper goes below the belt on Paris Denard, and Paris Denard responds in such an epic fashion that Anderson Cooper might reconsider retiring. And Cornel West is just sitting by, not having any idea what's really going on. Let's go.
I don't understand why. In past tweets, he's gone after on the attack about President Trump. So if you want to call the president or the antics of the president as a child, then you can say that LeBron James is acting like a child because he is saying these things that are petty, that are childish about the president of the United States. So either it goes both ways or it doesn't.
No. LeBron was telling the truth. It was Donald Trump who called the black athletes sons of bitches. It was Donald Trump who mistreated Stephen Curry and the others who hadn't even planned on going to the White House. So, Brother Paris, let's just be honest. I mean, here we go again. Now, let's just be honest. It's Trump who's using this kind of vicious language.
Vicious language? So if that's vicious,
that's right,
then LeBron James calling the president via Twitter bum would be vicious as well.
Right. Yes. It's fascinating to me, though, Paris. Look, I get you're a supporter of the president, and that's your gig, and you can't publicly break from him because then you'll get in trouble, I guess. But
Anderson, actually, you're wrong. I'm a grown man, and I have my own opinions. I don't work for the Trump administration. I never worked for the campaign, and they don't pay me. So I have my own opinions. I've been a Republican since I was 16 years old. Thank you.
Okay. So let me ask you, you see no problem with the President of the United States going to the state of Alabama and calling African-American football players who are exercising their right, whether you agree with them or not, sons of bitches, and that they should be fired, saying that in the state of Alabama with all the history that we know in the state of Alabama, saying that in a public forum, and then calling Maxine Waters low IQ multiple times, then calling Don Lemon stupid or whatever he called them, and LeBron James dumb. You don't believe that there is any commonality in the criticisms, his go-to criticisms on African Americans. You don't see any through line to this.
Well, Anderson, I have said on CNN a number of times and even said privately in the West Wing that I did not think it was appropriate or the right word.
I'm just wondering, do you see a through line in it? Do you see
let me finish saying that it was right to say sons of bitches. I did not think that was appropriate, and I think that was smart. And I said that wasn't a good thing to do. I've said it on the CNN, and I said it privately in the West Wing. Now, I do see a commonality in all of these statements that the president is doing, and the common denominator is the president is responding to people who have said things that have been negative or harsh or that have attacked him personally or attacked his family or attacked his character. The president has done this to African Americans, to white people, to white men, to white women, to members of his own cabinet.
My respect for Anderson Cooper just went out the window. I had a modicum of respect for him because I believe he is earnest. The same reason I actually respect Cornel West. Despite the fact I think he's crazy, I respect him. For the same reason that I used to respect Bernie Sanders before he sold himself out. I respect people who truly believe in their convictions. That's why Paris Denard continues to have my respect. He has to go on enemy territory, talk to CNN, where he's constantly talked down, where he's constantly berated, where he's constantly under a constant threat of attack and assault because he is the right-wing moderator for their platform. And you know what? He doesn't just hold his own here. He's earnest, honest, gives his actual opinion, and then throws things back in Anderson Cooper's face. What does Anderson Cooper do? He accuses him of grifting. That is a scumbag move. Just for lack of a better phrase, that is a scumbag move by a journalist who thinks of himself as righteous, pious, and truthful, when he is none of those things. All right? He's the Holy Roman Empire of journalists now. He is neither righteous, holy, nor Roman. And then Cornel West, good grief. He raises an initial point, but all he does is go back and forth like he's in a rocking chair. That's usually a sign of other mental problems, but you know what? Again, I don't want to disparage Cornel West because he's running for president. It's going to take votes away from Joe Biden. So thank you, Cornel. Hey, y'all. This is a shout out to my friends over at Colonial Metals Group, where CEO Paul Stone and his expert associates fully understand the gravity of our current situation and want to protect your wealth backed by gold, silver, and other precious metals. Folks, we are in an era of record inflation. We have a Congress that won't stop spending and a president who doesn't even know what planet he's on. That's how bad the situation is, and that's why I'm partnering with Colonial Metals Group. And if you have a first-time account with these fine upstanding people, you will receive up to $7,500 worth of silver a nice old safe to keep all the good stuff in. You will get Roth IRA accounts for free backed by gold and silver, and insurance and warranty on these items for 5 years, all for free. So call the number below or check out the link in the description and let CEO Paul Stone and his expert team help you now, because your wealth might evaporate before your very eyes. Protect your wealth, protect your family, protect your future with Colonial Metals Group today. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming. But Paris, good grief, Paris really goes on a tear here, and he's not even that vicious here. All he is doing is telling Anderson Cooper that no, Donald Trump does not cross that line. I've talked about this earlier at length, that there's a certain line that once you cross, it's really hard to get back on the other side of. And I'll point this out. Donald Trump back in the 70s, I do believe, participated in racist policies. He stopped in the late 80s, and he tried to make amends for it. There's a reason he went on an episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. There's a reason that in the late 80s, early 90s, that he was trying to get himself on television and essentially apologize for his former policies. Unfortunately, he has not been forgiven. Because on the left, there is no such thing as the notion of forgiveness. Once you have sinned, you are shunned and are never allowed back in. That's a cancerous ideology. It's why the left eats itself over and over and over again. It's why Stalinism ultimately happens nearly every single time you try communism, because if you stray from the strong man's party line, you're out. You're either out to the gulag, or you are out to pasture, or worse, you are out to dig your own grave. That is leftism in a nutshell. And it's ironic that Cornel West is a leftist himself, but he sees himself as a libertarian leftist. That's what most of these lefties really think of themselves. But libertarian leftists are pretty much useful idiots for evil communists. That's what happens every single time. And it's a sad thing, because I actually know some lefties who are based. It's very rare, but these people who understand how to govern themselves properly and then properly attribute their values. Cornel West is actually in this category. Anderson Cooper, however, is closer to the gulag than he is Cornel West. Meanwhile, Paris Denard is out here properly defending Trump because Trump is right. Let me check the notes here. Who did he insult again? Let's see, LeBron James, Colin Kaepernick, and Maxine Waters. He's right to insult all three. Colin Kaepernick decided to be a jackass on the national stage and kneel for an issue that is so localized that it has nothing to do with the federal system and therefore our flag. That was a really dumb thing to do, Colin. And there's a reason the NFL figured you out. You couldn't run to the left side, you couldn't adapt. He was essentially just bad at football. And his stats proved it. And the fact that he couldn't get another shot, mainly because he shot himself in his own foot, is proof that Colin Kaepernick was washed. For the same reason Tim Tebow is out of the league. Tim Tebow was washed. He couldn't adapt. It was that simple. Then let's go on to LeBron James, who will never be Michael Jordan. It made an even worse version of a Looney Tunes movie. Good grief, that was just awful. It's actually sad watching him play now. Even though I'm not that big of an NBA fan, I remember watching Jordan as a kid. LeBron James is not Jordan. And the school that he runs, by the way, isn't just a sham. It is a worse version of what Brett Favre did in Mississippi. All right? That school sucks. And LeBron James monitors it. All right? He is invested in it. Then let's go to Maxine Waters, who is an avowed socialist. She might deny the claims. No. She has made socialist claims multiple times and has shown that her IQ is in the single digits. The fact that California keeps on electing her is absolutely sad. And Donald Trump is right to criticize all three of those people and numerous others because the content of their character is not a reflection of their skin color. The content of their character is not good. All right? It's possible that these people can change, which is why I don't condemn them. That's what leftists do. There is possibility of redemption for each of those people. Usually a heartfelt apology will do the trick. But there is no such metric on the left. And Paris Denard should not apologize to Anderson Cooper at any moment. And Anderson Cooper should apologize to him for the accusation of grifting when he is telling his authentic truth. That's what's going on here. And it makes me madder than usual. Anyways, let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is Brian. Thank you for watching this segment on Politbrawl. Catch you on the next one. Until then, y'all have a good one.